I could also see why they don't want to come back, very much so. As a man that seeks to have his other, or seeks to fulfill himself through being complete, I can understand that from a human perspective solely.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't know Kirsten, and if I didn't know something like Kirsten existed, then absolutely I can see that possibility. But because I know that she is who she is, and she's just amazing in every single way, I can totally understand why. Like, well, that's something that I can come back to,
Yeah.
you know, after having that experience. And I don't think it's just different. It's just a really, really different experience for me. And I think that if you get somebody who's magically trained in dealing with her, I think that we'd be very, very different in our results.
So I often write about, here's a picture of Rachel. Now, if you could take the ocean, hold it, cup it in your hands, hold it in your hands and blow on it and breathe into it life so it became a living being, this is what you'd get. So with her, it's like if you took the ocean and every mystery and dream.
Yes.
If the ocean wanted a lover, it would take this form in order to love its lover.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like she holds that. Behind her is the ocean of the whole planet, you know, within her personality.
I see even more than the whole planet. Like I see like the waters of the universe kind of around her. Not necessarily the universe, but like definitely our galaxy around her.
I can say her magnetism is probably has jurisdiction in the astral like that for sure. You know what I mean? As far as the waters of her planet, I know that that's what she controls and that's what she's around. Maybe her jurisdiction in the astral sense is much more pervading. I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea, but yeah, definitely the waters of our planet.
And I think that another reason why I feel the way that I do about her is because I'm not, in the truest sense of the word, this is very hard to explain, but I don't appear as a human to her.
Yeah.
And that's another one thing, is that I'm just not a human approaching her.
Yeah.
She sees me as one of her own, so that's why she approaches, and the feelings are very different.
Right. See, the whole Bardon thing of beware of them has no meaning to me, because if you, I just tell people, if you love the ocean, they're just the ocean in a form. So you know you can't. Is the ocean going to carry you away with your dreams? You know, it's like. But on the other hand, if a guy said, "I want to become a merman," it was like just touch your hand, and every nervous capacity of the sea would suddenly be awakened in your body, and you would feel and perceive as the ocean feels and perceives.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of a human nervous system. So she has that kind of shaktipa of, oh, you want to marry the ocean. All right, this'll do it, right?
Right there.
Yeah. It's like you transfer out of the human realm briefly, and your brain interphases with her. If she had brain waves or whatever it is, you know, it would interface with that, and you would suddenly see and perceive as she feels and perceives. Which we're way beyond the romantic concept of you, me. It's like it's ocean.
It's like there's that
you, me, one ocean.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else. Like even that singularity, like. There's no man or woman, or there is no like human interacting with like a mermaid. It's just becomes all one substance, and I can see how that is very, very dangerous to a lot of human beings, and how, especially if they say, well, if I feel it, it's true. Because I know a lot of human beings, if they feel something, oh, it's a foregone conclusion, it has to exist, right?
I have to have it.
It's very true, and they don't get it that there's a truth that says that whatever I think is only in existence on that plane, and it might not even be true. Like, how do you know that? And it's the same thing with feelings. Feelings are only substantial on an emotional plane. They're not substantial and all pervading, you know. And so it's just like it might not even be true. It might sum that up. You might get those feelings of one-way stimuli, or who knows, for any other thing. It could be fluids moving around, you know. And I can see how it's very dangerous to somebody who thinks that there's an objective reality to their feelings, and that if I feel it, it has to be true. That is, someone's playing with fire if they
see, I'm so used to doing this with some of the mermaid women, like Monica. I just hold her, or some of the others. You know, it's like there's no her or me. There's just ocean right now.
Right.
And I can just sit there in that, and the girl gets it too. It's like there's just this oneness, and we're no longer separate. There's no longer us. There's
Mhm.
just the ocean
That's
around,
it.
and this is the archetype versus the younger version in the human women. You know?
Yeah.
So it's just another kind of gorgeous magic that belongs to this planet.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I could see, after dealing with her, I could see how much that's lacking in our culture, in our civilization.
Yeah.
That whole entire essence of what that element describes in a feminine way. Like, I can understand the mermen and how they're task oriented, and they're very human in some ways. You know, they are very human in some attributes, like, oh, well, we should get this done, or that needs to be done, that's why I'm here, so we'll complete it. The feminine aspect is completely something that the human race has never experienced.
Yeah,
It's-
that was
it's-
my response. It was like,
it's so absolutely foreign to the way that our hearts feel, the way that our minds think, the way that it influences our decisions, how that there's another option beyond what we see possible as a human being. Like, we're just not used to, we're just not used to that lens or that map of thinking. We're really so separate, and it's really too bad, because I think that our existence would be much more pleasurable, incredibly pleasurable, if we had such a thing of her energy in our auras and in our everyday experience. But not only that, our hearts would know no boundaries towards the love and towards the compassion, but also towards the union and the sexuality and the passion as well. So she's, yeah, there's she's pretty intense, and that's a really, really bad way of describing her.
well, one of the experiences, it was like I just felt this electrical storm all around me. It's like my body was lighting up with St. Elmo's fire, because she's heightening the attraction. Like, you know, right now I'm like on 1 to 10, I'm like on 1/2.
Right.
And she'd dial it up to like 4.
Yes.
And I feel like lightning bolts are going through my body, and she's got another 6 levels to it she can do, just because she can heighten the attraction.
Yeah.
So, because nature itself has that power, but that's the point, again, of attraction, is that you overcome whatever barriers. You think differently once you experience the oneness and the love and the attraction. So, okay, so for the sake of our task here, we'll thank you, and we'll let her return, and we'll go on to Istiphul, okay, next?
Yeah, Istiphul, yeah.